Ah, yes, the good old USA, the mirage of prosperity. Have you ever looked around and just realized how insane everything is right now? How it just feels so insane. I mean, dude, gold is it's over 4 grand an ounce. That's insane. A few years ago, a couple years ago it was 2,000. And I get it. A lot of people they're like, "Oh my god, that's great." It's not crypto, man. You don't want it to do that. If you bought it low and then now it's going up, yeah, that's great. It's not meant to make gains. It's meant to hedge your wealth. It's meant to protect your wealth in times of chaos. And gold is a barometer for chaos. When the price of gold is that high, that is a bad sign. It is a barometer for chaos. It's the world screaming, "I don't trust your money anymore." That's what that's saying. The Fed's slashing rates again, like a desperate gambler, just buying just one more round on a maxed out credit card. Just one more, man. The dollar's drunk. It's debased. It's so debased. It's as empty as the soulless corporations. The debt's infinite. We got $37 trillion, and that's not even counting the unfunded liabilities. I mean, the global debt is, I don't know, what is like 700 something trillion bucks. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, everyone is just, I wouldn't say everyone. A lot of people are just pretending it's fine. It's that whole, dog with the little top hat in the burning apartment saying everything's fine. But yeah, I mean, people these days, they don't even own their lives anymore. They rent them with credit. We have debt backed lives now. We have debt on the car, debt on the house, debt on the degree that doesn't pay for the car or the house, and then debt on the phone that you use to film your breakdowns because you have debt on the degree that doesn't allow you to pay for the debt on the car or the debt on the house. So it's just this crazy Russian doll situation. I mean, but you know what that is, right? It's the same bloody story that ended Rome, just with better lighting and Wi-Fi. We built an empire on consumption. We mostly consume. We mostly rely on imports now. Everything's been, thanks boomers, it's been thrown overseas. But I mean, we confuse activity with productivity, and call debt growth. It's not growth. And we are completely dependent on other countries. That is not freedom. We don't live in the land of the free. And we're wondering why the walls are cracking. The foundation's buckling. I mean, Rome, it didn't collapse in a day. It bled out in decadence. They gave the citizens bread and circuses, distractions instead of any form of direction to distract them away from what was going on. And now we get DoorDash and Netflix, bread and circuses delivered to your couch. Keep the masses fed, keep them entertained, sedated, keep them scrolling, keep them spending, keep them silent, right? Our Colosseum isn't built of stone, it's built of screens. Our gladiators aren't warriors, they're influencers, they're athletes, they're actors. Entertainers fighting for your attention instead of your allegiance. I mean, the masses still cheer. They still cheer. The blood still spills, but now it's psychological. The sacrifice now is your time and your focus and your peace. We don't watch people die anymore. Yeah, we watch them decay in public and on camera and for profit. That's where we are. Rome's Colosseum, it kept the poor distracted while the Senate looted the treasury. Our entertainment that we have keeps us docile while the state prints money through a central bank that isn't even federal. It's a private bank. Meaning is being dissolved from our lives. They sell back our own attention as a product. The empire doesn't need your body in the arena anymore. It just needs your eyes on the feed. And just so Rome debased its currency. It clipped the coins. It shaved the silver off its coins to fund more wars and welfare. And that's exactly what our central bank does. And we debase ours digitally. And there's also fractional reserve banking. They print more money, either physical money or numbers on a screen. They just do more money. Trillions appear out of thin air. And everyone cheers because they got a freaking $1,400 stimulus check that they spent in a week. Shoot, now you could spend that in a day on groceries over at Costco. But yeah, I mean, every new dollar is just, it's morphine in your dying body. You can't print trust and you can't print value. You can't fake stability with spreadsheets, man. And yet that's exactly what we've done. The money isn't backed by gold. It's backed by belief and the military. And that belief is collapsing. When gold's at $4,000 an ounce, it's not because gold changed. It's because everything else did. Gold doesn't go up. The empire goes down. A civilization's true currency is trust. And once that collapses, no amount of policy can patch it. It's a sinking ship. I mean, Rome hollowed out its middle. It's middle class, the small farmers, the craftsmen, the soldiers who came home to nothing. Does that sound familiar to you? We replace craftsmen with creators. I'm one of them. Yay. I'm not a craftsman. I'm a creator, a digital content creator. And then farmers with gig workers. We live in a gig economy now, and farmers are being crushed. I mean, the middle class used to be the backbone. Now it's the casualty. It's a sad state of affairs we're in here. I mean, wages just stagnate while inflation eats paychecks alive. Housing became speculation. Healthcare became debt. Education became indoctrination. Bread got expensive. Rent became impossible. So they borrowed and borrowed and borrowed until their freedom became collateral. The average American can't handle a $1,000 emergency. That's not stability, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly gentlemen. That's serfdom. Neo-feudalism with Wi-Fi and subscriptions. Rome's peasants worked for grain. We work for likes, for credit, for the illusion that we're getting ahead. But the treadmill, it does not end. It just keeps going. And it just speeds up until you collapse. Until you trip on your shoelaces. When Rome lost its moral compass, it didn't implode immediately. It threw parties. Luxury became virtue. It was virtuous. Pleasure became purpose. Excess became identity. It died Epicurean. We've done the same. Our Colosseum is the entertainment we consume. Our idols are famous for nothing. Our scandals are our scripture. The culture doesn't just tolerate dysfunction, it monetizes it. You can watch people sell their souls in real time for dopamine and brand deals. You can watch, People trade their dignity for visibility. Watch addictions become aesthetics. We turned collapse into content. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm turning it into content. It's crazy, the world that we live in right now. I mean, every empire starts with courage and ends with comfort. I mean, dude, here's the thing. You know what? What I would like to do is just, it would be nice to have a family on a farm. I think that's most men's dream. It's just to just have a peaceful life. I'd rather the internet not exist. Okay, I enjoy making content, but I would much rather have a family on a farm and live out my days peacefully in nature with my family and my laughing children, feeding cows. I think that's what every man truly wants in life, just simplicity. But no, I mean, I'm just like everyone else. You got to be creative with ways to survive and make money here, because you got to chase money just to have any form of breathing room. That's where we're at. And it's not sustainable. I mean, if everybody ends up becoming a content creator, then we're screwed. But I mean, just every empire, it starts with courage, sure, and then it ends with comfort. We traded families for followers and discipline for dopamine, reality for reels. That's not progress, but that's what it's called now. We're not modern, we're decadent. All we've done is just replaced marble columns with iPhones, man. Rome's downfall came when it mistook innovation for immorality. Like they built, aqueducts. We built the internet. They thought the water would flow forever. We think data will. But the same technology that connected us as a species is what killed us. Every tool that made life easier also made us weaker and severed us. We don't remember phone numbers. We don't remember facts. We don't remember how to sit in silence. Rome had slaves, we have screens. And both systems worked the same way. Keep the people occupied so they never realize they're not free. You don't need physical change when you have algorithms. You don't need guards when you have endless entertainment. We don't build, we consume. We don't read, we react. We don't think, we feel, and then post about it. And the empire applauds. In the late stage Rome, citizens worshipped new gods every week. They blended beliefs and erased traditions and chased novelty like salvation. We do the exact same, only the gods are us. The altar is the mirror. The prayers are selfies. The sacrifice is authenticity. We created a religion of self-love that produces more anxiety and depression and loneliness than any generation before. Because real love for self or others requires discipline. And we've replaced discipline with dopamine. We mistake narcissism for confidence, validation for connection, and visibility for value. We're not self-actualizing, we're self-advertising. And the empire profits from our reflection. Rome stopped rewarding virtue and started rewarding vice. The brave were mocked, the corrupt were promoted, the decadent were celebrated. We're there now. Men punished for being fathers, women rewarded for abandoning motherhood. Corporations just flying moral flags they don't believe in because virtue signaling is cheaper than virtue itself. We moralize indulgence and demonize restraint. We label everything freedom until it enslaves us. And we still think that the collapse is someone else's problem. We can't sustain a civilization that rewards weakness and punishes strength. But that's exactly what we've built. We don't fear judgment anymore. We fear irrelevance, and irrelevance is the new death. Rome's birth rates plummeted before it fell. Citizens stopped having children because the future didn't feel worth investing in. Now our replacement rate is below survival. Extinction math. All hidden behind brunch and brand deals. The cost of a family is too high. The culture is too toxic, and the incentives are non-existent. So people distract themselves with pets and with travel if they can. And politics. There's plenty of women out there that are probably getting a loan just so they can go travel to Dubai. It's not purpose. We call it that. It's called that, but none of that is purpose. Not all civilizations die because of war. They die because people stop believing in tomorrow. War is a byproduct of a lot of what we're seeing. And there are some signs of that on the horizon. More of that. We've built a society where the next generation is burdened. It is a burden. They are burdened, and they are considered a burden, not a blessing. And then we wonder why the world feels so empty. I mean, Rome, it drowned in debt to fund its lifestyle. We do the exact same thing. Only ours is infinite and invisible. Every credit card swipe is a trade of time for illusion. Every single student loan is a bet that the system will still exist by the time you can pay it off. Every mortgage is a death contract with an empire that no longer exists to protect you. Debt is how empires domesticate their people. You don't need chains when you have interest rates, especially ones that are manipulated by a central bank. Usury is the bondage that we live under. But yeah, you don't need whips when the threat of foreclosure does the job. That'll whip you up out of bed every morning. The modern man is not enslaved by a master, but by his own signature. And once you're owned financially, you stop fighting morally. You obey quietly for the sake of the mortgage, for the job, the illusion of safety. The empire doesn't conquer you, it invoices you. Every man feels it, you feel it, don't you? That quiet static of dread. The world is decaying. The economy's fake. Relationships are transactional. Friendships are performative. And every solution creates a new dependency. The human psyche, it wasn't built for constant stimulation and comparison and performance. It just wasn't. You can't be bombarded 24/7 like that and stay sane. It's unthinkable. I mean, when meaning disappears, men either numb out or burn out. But either way, both of those outcomes, they serve the empire, not you. Because here's the thing, weak men, they don't revolt. They don't. The empire doesn't fear rebellion, it fears awareness. So what does it do? It drowns you in distraction. Divide and conquer. Creates infighting. Yeah, Rome thought its walls would protect it. They forgot the barbarians weren't outside, they were inside. We've done the same. We imported chaos through ideology. We opened the floodgates of addiction and propaganda and narcissism. We are our own invaders. As Yuri Bezmenov said, it's done by Americans to Americans. Ideological subversion. The virus isn't at the border, it's in the bloodstream. We destroyed the family, we mocked faith, we ridiculed discipline. And I'll admit, I kind of mock faith. I'm no longer a Christian anymore. But faith can be outside of religion. Faith isn't a word that I would particularly use. I'm not religious or anything like that. I'm really nothing. I'm just more of I believe there's a creator. I don't know who or what that is. I'm okay not knowing. I'm okay not knowing what happens after this life. I'm not going to pretend like I do. So I'm completely happy and content with that. But I understand that some people, they have faith, in whatever religion. Whether it's Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Muhammad, whatever floats your canoe, man. But yeah, everyone is just jaw dropped, just shocked that the structure doesn't hold. Rome didn't burn because of an enemy. It burned because no one believed it was worth saving. What's called innovation and progress, it's not. It's entropy wearing lipstick. Our cities are falling apart. The infrastructure is complete crap. But our phones are getting smarter. Our phones are getting smarter while we're getting dumber. We can't fix potholes, but we can build robots that cry and do other things. We've replaced wisdom with just data. Data. And we're clueless as to why no one feels whole anymore. Knowledge without morality is an advancement. It's acceleration toward ruin. We think the future is guaranteed because we can code it. But no civilization codes its way out of moral decay. Every algorithm eventually cannibalizes its maker. Every empire eventually feeds on its own children. We live in denial. Collective, curated, algorithmic denial. We tell ourselves we're fine because the lights are still on. For now. But decay doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It creeps in very quietly. Empires die in luxury, not poverty. You lose everything long before you notice. Not in one collapse, but a million small surrenders. Death by 1,000 cuts. The language softens, standards drop, expectations evaporate. By the time you wake up, the collapse has already been normalized. That's where we are. Numb, entertained, comfortable enough to stay quiet. Collapse isn't coming. It is here. You hear that a lot. It's true. Because it's not one major event is a sequence of events, and it's a little bit at a time and then all at once. It's unevenly distributed. And yeah, sure, some neighborhoods still look fine. Some jobs still pay. Some people still believe they're winning. But every metric, whether it's birth rates, debt ratios, mental health, fertility, savings, faith, those say otherwise. We're not thriving. We're rotting in luxury. Even homeless people have cell phones now. I see it all the time. They're just out on the sidewalk watching YouTube, having their their booze on their side, just, having a good old time. Or they're, wasting away in an addiction while also watching YouTube on their phone. It's a weird world that we live in. We're the ghosts of our own prosperity, just walking through ruins that still have Wi-Fi. I mean, Rome's marble still stood for decades after its soul was gone, and so will ours. No one will ring a bell when it's over. There won't be a single moment of collapse, just the slow unspooling of everything that made life human. First the trust, then the truth, then ties between people. Collapse doesn't start with explosions. It starts with indifference, with laughter at what should be sacred, and with silence when courage is required. And by the time the empire realizes it's dying, it's already dead. So yeah, modern society is Rome with Wi-Fi. It's Rome with Wi-Fi. Only this time the Colosseums fit in your pocket. The mob's on demand. And the empire is in flames and the emperor's invisible. Every empire forgets the same thing. It only takes a handful of men who refuse to rot with it to start something new. But most won't. Most won't. Most will keep scrolling while the world burns. The empire doesn't collapse with a bang. It collapses with applause and silence. But remember this, the fall, it doesn't look like fire and rubble. It looks like comfort. It looks like convenience. It looks like people laughing while everything sacred turns to dust. Modern society isn't headed towards Rome's fate. We're living it. We're living it. And this time no one's coming to rebuild.